Well, it came down to the wire, but in the hotly contested Alabama Senate race, one-time underdog Doug Jones pulled out a victory. In what has been traditionally a very red state, the Democrat defeated Republican Roy Moore, who was dogged most of his campaign by allegations he behaved inappropriately with teenage girls when he was in his 30s. Laura Podesta is in Washington with the latest on what was perhaps the most closely watched special election in U.S. history.
That is the sound of Doug Jones supporters learning their candidate has pulled off the improbable, becoming the first Democrat to win a Senate seat in Alabama in more than 2 decades.
We have been at crossroads in the past, and unfortunately we have usually taken the wrong fork. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you took the right road.
When all the districts were in, Jones just barely toppled embattled Republican Roy Moore. Moore has so far refused to concede.
Thank you for coming tonight. It's not over, and it's going to take some time.
Republicans still maintain control of both houses of Congress. Their majority in the Senate, though, shrinks to 51-49. President Trump, who threw his support behind Moore, tweeted a congratulations to Jones and added in part, the Republicans will have another shot at this seat in a very short period of time. It never ends. Jones holds the seat through 2020. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Washington.
Alabama voting law dictates an automatic recount if a race is within a half a percentage point, but right now the difference is about triple that. In other news this morning, newly revealed text messages are raising questions about the political bias of 2 key FBI employees who worked on both the Mueller Russia probe and last year's Hillary Clinton email investigation. CBS's Brooke Silva-Braga has the details.
For more than a year leading up to the election, FBI agent Peter Strzok and lawyer Lisa Page disparaged Donald Trump in text messages obtained by CBS News. In a text from 2015, Strzok calls Bernie Sanders an idiot like Trump. In March of 2016, Page texted, "God, Trump is a loathsome human," and "this man cannot be president." On Election Day, Strzok texted, "OMG, this is expletive terrifying." During the campaign, Strzok led the investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server.
They were extremely careless.
And personally changed then FBI Director James Comey's descriptions of her actions from grossly negligent, which could carry criminal penalties, to the softer, extremely careless. Later, he worked on Robert Mueller's team investigating possible Trump campaign ties to Russia, but was dismissed when these text messages were first revealed. Page also worked on the Mueller team.
Is Donald Trump a messiah? No.
Many of the messages track the campaign. When Scott Baio spoke at the GOP convention, Page wrote, "Charles in charge? That's the best they can do? It's pathetic," Strzok responded.
Finally, will Donald Trump admit and condemn that the Russians are doing this?
And after the last Clinton-Trump debate, Page wrote, "Oh, hot damn, HRC is throwing down, saying Trump is in bed with Russia." The texts are now the subject of a Justice Department ethics investigation and were sent to lawmakers last night. Today, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein will testify before Congress, where Republicans are likely to renew calls to investigate how the Clinton email probe was handled. Brooke Silva-Braga, CBS News, New York.
Attorney General Sessions, who recused himself from both the Clinton investigation and the Russia probe, has directed the head of the FBI to investigate Strzok's conduct. And Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton is expected to name a replacement for Al Franken today after the 2-term senator resigned last week amid sexual conduct allegations. Dayton is being pressured to keep the seat in Democratic hands and appoint someone who has a good shot at winning a special election for the seat next November. On the local election scene, voters say yes to the future of the Elder Grove School District, approving a $14.9 million bond issue. The bond won with 52.4% of the 1,300 votes cast. The bond vote is the second successful request by Elder Grove officials, who passed a smaller bond for the school in 2012. After securing and building off a taxpayer-approved bond that added 9 classrooms in 2013, a boom in new subdivisions renovations pushed the district to capacity with enrollment surpassing expected growth. This year, enrollment at Elder Grove is well over 600 students. The bond will allow the school to convert its current middle school into more elementary space. It will also build a brand new middle school on a different piece of nearby land. The bond will cost the owner of a $150,000 home $291 a year. On to Crime Watch. The Yellowstone County attorney is now weighing charges against the man shot by Billings police during an altercation at a local motel back in October. Police Lieutenant Neil Lawrence tells Q2 the investigation has concluded and it's now up to the county attorney to determine what, if any, charges are filed. Meanwhile, Lawrence says the suspect remains in the advanced care unit at a Billings hospital. The man, identified only as a Billings resident in his 30s, was shot by 2 officers. Police fired shots after they say the man swung a shotgun in their direction during an altercation at the Lazy KT Motel in downtown Billings. The 2 officers were placed on paid leave. Police Chief Rich St. John said the officers' use of force was justified. Continuing our coverage, the top pick to take over the vacant Billings City Administrator's job wants more money than the city is offering. Great Falls City Manager Greg Doyon is negotiating with the Billings City Council over his proposed salary and benefits package. The 2 sides will sit down to discuss Doyon's contract at a special meeting Thursday morning. Doyon emerged as the city's top pick to replace retired Administrator Tina Volek during a series of interviews with the 4 finalists in late November. As city manager in Great Falls, Doyon's current salary is around $132,000. The city offered Doyon $155,000 a year, but he has now asked for that to be increased to $170,000. Mayor Tom Hanel tells Q2 News Doyon has also asked for 6 weeks paid vacation, a raise based on his job performance, and some $12,000 for moving expenses. Hanel says the city has countered, offering Doyon 4 weeks vacation, $7,000 in moving expenses, but is holding firm on its salary offer. Earlier this year, the Billings City Council bumped the city administrator's salary by 18%, some $24,000, to be more competitive in its search for Volek's replacement. Thursday's meeting begins at 8 a.m. in the City Hall conference room. Elsewhere, Yellowstone County Commissioners have appointed a new justice of the peace and auditor. Scott Turner, the former finance director for Yellowstone County, was selected as auditor. Gene Walker, an attorney and acting pro tem for the Yellowstone County Justice Court, was appointed justice of the peace. Walker replaces Judge Pedro Hernandez, and Turner replaces Hernandez's wife, Debbie, as auditor after the 2 retired. Walker will be sworn into office on Thursday. Meanwhile, if you've used those fee-free days to visit Glacier or Yellowstone National Park, you'll want to check your calendar next year as the National Park Service announces it's dramatically cutting the free entrance days in 2018. The Park Service has used the days as a way to promote the parks, encourage outdoor recreation, and say thanks to the public for several years. This year, there were 10 fee-free days, and there were 16 days in 2016 when entrance fees were waived. But that's all going to change this coming year, with the Park Service announcing only 4 days will be free next year. Those dates include Martin Luther King Jr. Day in January, the first day of National Park Week in April, National Public Lands Day in September, and Veterans Day in November. The National Park Service is already being criticized for a proposal which would dramatically hike entrance fees during the busy summer travel season to as much as $70 for a short-term pass.